Hello viewers and welcome to part 2 of update on Update Lancer Core Rulebook, which will be solely all about the mechs. Let's go. General Massive System. For their core bonuses, Burnout Insulation is changed to Overpower Caliber and only triggers once per round. Reserve Capacitor is renamed as Universal Compatibility. The Humble GMS Pistol now has Reliable 1, Progressive Knife now renamed as Segment Knife for obvious reason. Custom Paint Job cannot be destroyed by System Trauma. GMS Pattern A Smoke Charges, Mine Mode, now lasts till the end of the triggering character's next turn. GMS Turret Drones now need line of sight to attack instead of just ignoring it. GMS Shield Type 1 is renamed as Type 3 Project Shield. And finally, Everest, now has its initiative trait changed to once per scene for any round instead of only the first round. And its core power, Power Up, has been changed entirely. Instead of getting more actions to use, you now gains +1 accuracy on all attacks, checks, and saves. On top of that, you can boost as a free action for once every turn, meaning you are basically fucking Char, and Everest has temporarily became Olympus Mons. Moving on to IPS Northstar, core bonuses remain unchanged, so we are moving straight to the mechs. Blackbeard, Synthetic Muscle Netting now let you ram larger opponent. Flechette Launcher is renamed as Bristle Crown Flechette Launcher. Reinforced Grapples renamed as Reinforced Cabling. Seekomet class NHP can now perform other type of melee attacks such as ram, grapple and improvised attack, as Seekomet-chan learned the art of suplexing a fucking train. Also, it now cannot perform any ranged attack at all upon activation, nor tech attack, but that would be implying Blackbeard pilots want to use tech action at all. Drake, its core power now actually end at the end of the scene. Its trait, Blast Plating, now affects Burst 2. An Aegis Shield Generator now works only 3 times, each time you roll a d6 to reduce damage by whatever number you rolled. Lancaster, Sealant Spray is renamed as Whitewash Sealant Spray, and now slow targets until the end of their next turn. Nelson, Skirmisher trait is now a free action, meaning you can only use it on your turn. Armor Lock System is renamed as Armor Lock Plating. Thermal Charge and Bulwark mod now have unique tag. Raleigh, Roland Chamber now deal its effect on hit rather than on first attack. Its SP cost also got increased to 3. Uncle class CompCon, can no longer cascade. Tortuga, Hyper Reflex mode now only boost threat to 3, and let you do an additional overwatch for once per round. Siege Ram deals 2 damage instead. Through-bolt rounds are now optional and deal 2 AP damage on the initial line part instead. Hyperdense Armor now works at range 3 instead of 5. Vlad, Save Target got increased to 11, while Tech Attack bonus is decreased to -2. Vlad also no longer shred itself upon self-immobilization. Impact Lance now gives you 1 heat for each target past the first, hit or miss. Charged Stakes, now deal 1d6 AP damage instead of 5 at the end of the impaled character's turn. The character must also spend a full action to repeat the hull save to pull it out. Next up is Smith Shimano Core Pro. Kai Bioplating now gives accuracy on both agility checks and saves. And that's about it on SSC core bonuses. Moving on to the mechs, we got the Black Witch, now has 11 save target but 0 tech attack bonus. The Mag Parry trait now do not stack with invisibility. Ice Out Drone now has unique tag, same goes for Mag Deployer, which is renamed as Perimeter Command Plate. Magnetic Shield now also grants soft cover, along with all other effects. Death's Head, its core power, marked for death, now deal different amount of bonus damage depending on weapon size. Tracking Drone is renamed as Tracking Bug, and ends its effect at the end of the scene. Kinetic Compensator now applies on ranged attack roll instead of ranged attack. Dusk Wing, has its save target increased to 11, its core power, Hall of Mirror, now creates a clone with all unique movements instead of boost and move only, so that's gonna be a lot more clones now. Neurospike Mark 1 is just Neurospike now, and its effect also lasts until the end of the target's next turn. Oasis is now Oasis Wall and makes hologram wall as tall and as wide as your mech, size 1 for size half characters. It's also no longer possible to end turn inside the wall. Stun Crown now has unique tag. Metal Mark, has no changes. Instead, Flash Grenades now has Blast 3 radius. Shock Wreath has also been entirely reworked. Choose a melee weapon. For once per round when you hit with this weapon, you can activate Shock Wreath mod into the weapon with a quick action to deal 1d6 burn damage. If the target is already suffering from burn damage, they are now only capable of seeing nearby spaces until the end of their next turn. making Metal Mark capable of rivaling Tokugawa in anime level. Monarch, its core system is now renamed as SSC-30 High Penetration Missile System. Avenger Silos trait is also optional now. Mourning Cloak, its Hunter trait now works once per round only. And rolling triples for blink space jump will only cause you to disappear until the group rest and no longer could send you permanently into the Shadow Realm. Fold Knife now specifies that you could only teleport after the attack resolved. Hunter Logic Suite is now unique, and Fade Cloak now specifies that you need a quick action to turn it off. Swallowtail, Scout Drone is renamed as Lotus Projector, Low Profile is renamed as Retractable Profile, Marker Light now gives the target 2 heat instead of 4, but they also cannot benefit from soft cover now. Cloaking Field is renamed as LBOC Cloaking Field, and it now slows you down upon activation. Horus, has no changes on their core bonuses, so let's move on. Baylor, its core power, High Frenzy, now gives Baylor immunity to all damages after it stops structure damage. Swarm Body, now doesn't require you to not move in between activating it with a quick action and the end of your turn, you still need to not move for the rest of the effect though. Seeker Swarm Nexus is now renamed as Swarm Hive Nanites. Goblin, probably easier to say what isn't being changed here, now has a save target of 11 with its tech attack bonus reduced to +1. Autopod, now costs 1 SP and deals only 3 damage, you also cannot trigger your own Autopod by consuming Lock On now. Metahook now take heat from any source, not just tech attacks only. In Horus Upgrade 2, Construct Eidolon is renamed as Construct Other, Ideal Image, and now creates a hologram that size 2 instead of 3, blocks line of sight, and provides hard cover for everyone. It also dissipates when someone tried to stand on it or get involuntarily moved into it. Construct False Idol is renamed as Construct Other, False Idol, and the False Idol now has 1 HP but 10 evasion and E defense. In Horus Upgrade 3, Celestial Paradigm Shift is replaced with Celestial Shackles, which mark the current location your target is standing in, and if they ever leave the place, you can use a free action to teleport them back to that location or as close as possible on your turn. This effect lasts until the end of the scene or until the affected character ends it by passing a system saves with a quick action. Gorgon, no changes to the mech. Mimic Mesh now moves a flat 3 space instead of up to 4 and is also unique. Monitor Module loses difficulty on attack but deal half damage instead. Hydra, its core system, Orokai Disarticulation is renamed to Orokai Drones and there's some changes to the drones. Shredder Drone deals only 1 damage, Hunter Drone no longer prevents invisibility. In Puppet Master, Electropulse now deals only 2 energy damage, with no AP and no save to have the damage. Tempest Drone now deals 4 damage, Assassin Drones deals 3 and is usable unlimited numbers of time for reaction. Manticore, its core passive now deals 2 AP damage and is optional to activate. Beckon option in Beckoner now requires the target to be a mech, is of same size or larger than you, and you also take 1d6 plus 2 AP energy damage. Arc Projector doesn't deal bonus damage on secondary hits anymore, and Lightning Generator now deals 2 energy damage on normal and 4 AP energy damage on Danger Zone. Minotaur, has its save target increased to 11, tech attack reduced to +1. For Viral Logic Suite, Logic Bomb now slows target until they end their turn not besides any character. Metafold Carver is now an invasion upgrade with an additional option called Fold Space, in which your target disappears off the battlefield until the start of their next turn, in which they just pop back in on the same space or as close to it. In Aggressive System Sync, Chain of Prometheus now cooks the target if they are more than 3 spaces away from you. Interdiction Field now works immediately and also blocks any teleportation of your choice within its radius. Law of Blades now only fully works against hostile characters. Pegasus, no changes to the mech. Hunter Locks does not work on tech attacks anymore. Sisyphus class NHP no longer swaps dice, just replaces them. Autogun no longer triggers your talents. Harrison Armory, integrated ammo feeds now works on all limited weapons and systems. Adaptive Reactor now only costs 2 repair. Barbarossa, core power is now expended on use, and is then refunded at the end of the scene if the gun didn't fire at all. Genghis, no changes to the mech. Explosive Vents is now once per round, Flamethrower is renamed as Krakatoa Thermobaric Flamethrower. Napalm Grenade is down to 2 burn and 1 burn on successful save, Havoc Mine is 4 burn and 2 burn on save instead. Plasma Thrower now set the terrain on fire when the weapon is fired and not afterwards. Iskander, Mine Deployer's trait is now once per round, base repair number reduced to 3, and save target increased to 12. Gravity Gun no longer benefit from mods or core bonuses. Clamp Mines are renamed as Clamp Bomb. Napoleon, no changes to the mech. Stasis Barrier no longer stacks with invisibility, Phasing Mod is renamed as Phase Ready Mod and now counts targets out of LOS as invisible instead. Harrison Armory Black Shield is renamed as Blink Shield and is now clarified that the Blink Shield does not move with your character after being projected. Saladin, no changes to the mech. Hard Light Defense System now causes 2 burn instead of 3 when you walk through it. Vishnu Class NHP is renamed as Noah Class NHP and Dharma Wall is renamed as Diluvian Arc and its miss effect no longer stacks with invisibility. Sherman, ZF4 Solid Core no longer requires the mech to be in combat to recharge from stabilize action. Heavy Laser is also renamed as Andromeda Pattern Heavy Laser. Tokugawa, Overclock trait is replaced by Limit Break, in which if Tokugawa get exposed status, all its ranged and melee attack deal plus 3 bonus energy damage on hit, all weapon attack deals energy damage no matter what, and ranged weapon get plus 5 range and melee weapon get plus 1 threat. Plasma Sheath trait instead only works when Tokugawa is in danger zone only. There's now a core passive called Overclock, which let Tokugawa become exposed until the end of your next turn as a protocol. The core power, Radiance, now only grants plus 5 range for ranged weapon and plus 2 threat for melee weapon, which also stacks with Limit Break. Annihilator no longer deals bonus damage and get heat cost on secondary hits. Plasma Gauntlet now deals 4d6 damage for even more burning fingers and is also unique now. Amaterasu Class NHP got changed to Lucifer Class NHP, causing Tokugawa to lose major point in not being anime enough, and got its limited value decreased to 2. So, that's basically all the changes in Lancer Core Rulebook done. There's obviously some changes in the GM and NPC sections too, but I'm probably only going to cover that in future series. Anyway, that's all for now and I will see you all next time.